The excuses are the greatest chains a human being willingly wears. They feel light when first put them on, but they grow heavier with every day you let them exist. People love to believe their excuses are unique, special, justified. They think their situation is different. Their obstacles are greater. Their challenges somehow more unfair than everyone else's. But the truth is, brutal excuses are lies. Lies you tell yourself to protect your weakness. Lies you craft to make peace with mediocrity. What you really mean is, I won't. Every time you whisper, it's not the right time, you're really saying, I'm too soft to face the discomfort right now. And as those lies pile up, so does the evidence of a wasted life. What most people don't understand is that excuses don't protect you, they destroy you. They let you feel safe while they quietly eat away at your potential. You think you're preserving yourself by saying you're too tired, too busy, too unlucky, too unprepared. But all you're really doing is robbing your future self. You're stealing the strength you could have built, the discipline you could have forged, the results you could have achieved. Excuses are not harmless. They are the silent killers of dreams. When you strip away excuses, all that remains is action or inaction. It's that simple. Either you do it or you don't. Either you push forward or you stay the same. The problem is most people have become experts in dressing up their laziness. They put a suit on their weakness and parade it around as if it's a reasonable explanation. I had a tough childhood. So what? Then make time. I don't have money. Then work harder. The brutal reality is this: the universe doesn't care about your story. It only responds to your actions. You think your excuse makes you special, but it doesn't. It makes you ordinary. Everyone has pain, everyone has challenges, everyone has reasons they could quit. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is simple. Winners refuse to let excuses live. They kill them the moment they appear. They treat them like enemies because that's exactly what they are. You cannot fight for your highest potential while secretly protecting the lies that keep you. You can't serve both your excuses and your ambition. One has to die. And here's the raw truth. Most people would rather defend their excuses than defend their future. They argue for their limits. They justify their weakness. They spend more energy proving why they can't than actually doing the work. Imagine if all that mental energy was redirected into action. Imagine if every time you thought of an excuse, you converted it into effort. The body you want, the business you dream of, the freedom you crave, it's all on the other side of execution. Excuses feel good in the moment, but they destroy you in the long run. Action feels painful in the moment, but it builds you into something unstoppable. That's the trade-off. Every day you're either strengthening your excuses or strengthening your potential. And the longer you live inside excuses, the harder it becomes to break out. That's why you have to crush them now. That you have to be ruthless. The moment your mind whispers an excuse, you respond with action. You override it. That you train yourself to stop negotiating with weakness. Because here's the reality: life doesn't reward explanations. To get out, it rewards execution. Nobody is going to clap for your reasons. They'll only clap for your results. And when your final day comes, you won't look back and smile at these excuses you crafted. You'll regret every single one. You'll wish you fought harder, pushed further, demanded more of yourself. So today is the day you stop lying to yourself. Today is the day you bury every excuse and rise beyond them. Because the only thing standing between you and your highest potential isn't the world, isn't your circumstances, isn't your past. It's the lies you keep telling yourself, discipline over comfort. is the dividing line between people who live average lives and people who build extraordinary ones. The comfort feels good, but it kills growth. Every time you choose the easy option, you're silently agreeing to stay the same. The discipline, on the other hand, feels like suffering at first, but it shapes you into someone unrecognizable in the best way possible. The harsh reality is that your potential doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the discomfort you keep avoiding. The gym when you're tired, the work when you're uninspired, the grind when nobody is watching. That's where strength is forged. The people love to talk about motivation, but motivation is fleeting. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning even when you don't feel like it. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. Discipline doesn't ask if you're in the mood. Discipline shows up every single day and demands effort. Comfort whispers, take a break, you deserve it. Discipline screams, get up, the work isn't done. The truth is, your comfort zone is your cage. It may feel safe, but it's the reason you'll never know how powerful you can become unless you escape it. The world has taught you to chase comfort, to avoid stress, to seek balance, but balance is for the weak. The balance is the excuse people use to justify why they aren't going all in. The strongest version of you will never be born from balance. It will be born from sacrifice. Discipline is sacrifice. It's saying no to temporary pleasures because you're building something greater. And it's rejecting comfort because you know comfort offers you nothing but decay. Look at it. Anyone who has ever risen above the masses, they didn't get there by chasing what was easy. They got there by embracing what was brutal. Think about it. The human body doesn't grow from comfort. It grows from resistance. You lift heavy weights, your muscles tear, they rebuild stronger. The same applies to your character, your discipline, your mindset. If you keep living soft, you will remain soft. If you demand more from yourself than feels reasonable, you will become unbreakable. The comfort is the enemy that disguises itself as a friend. It tells you, relax. You'll try again tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week, next month, next year, until suddenly your whole life is gone and all you have are excuses and regret. Discipline is freedom. It doesn't feel that way in the moment, but over time it gives you control of your body, your mind, your results. Comfort traps you. Discipline liberates you. The man or woman who trains themselves to obey discipline, not feelings, is unstoppable. Imagine a version of you who does what needs to be done every single day, regardless of how tired, stressed, or unmotivated you feel. That version of you doesn't just exist, it's waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. But here's the problems. Most people want the reward without the work. They want the body without the sweat, the wealth without the grind, the respect without the sacrifice. That's not how life works. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to results. The discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. And every time you choose comfort, you burn that bridge. Every second you waste in comfort is a second stolen from your future. So you have to choose. Are you going to keep chasing comfort and live a soft, forgettable life to get out or are you going to embrace discipline and rise into someone so powerful, so relentless, so unshakable that comfort can never tempt you again? Discipline is not punishment. It's proof that you're serious about your goals. Comfort feels good for a moment, but discipline will make your name echo long after you're gone. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally if you learn to use it. People run from pain as if it's some curse, but the truth is pain is the raw material of greatness. Every scar on your body, every heartbreak, every failure, every sleepless night, they are not punishments, they are lessons. Pain is the price life charges you for strength, And the more you pay, the more powerful you become. Those who avoid pain also avoid growth, because growth never comes easy. Growth demands sacrifice, and sacrifice always hurts. Think about the strongest people you admire. None of them were built in comfort. They were carved out of pain. The man who pushes through physical exhaustion, the woman who rises after being broken, the fighter who loses and still comes back for more. These are the people who command respect. Why? Because they embraced pain instead of escaping, and pain tested them and they refused to quit. That's why they are unshakable. The pain is like fire. It can burn you down if you're weak. It can forge you into steel if you're strong enough to endure it. The problem with most people is that they think pain is a signal to stop. The moment life gets uncomfortable, they retreat. They think the pain means they're doing something wrong, when in reality, the pain is the proof they're on the right path. Every great achievement comes with suffering. The gym burns, business drains you, relationships challenge you, dreams stretch you to the edge. That's how it's supposed to be. If it were easy, everyone would rise. But it isn't, and that's why only the few who embrace pain ever taste real greatness. Pain doesn't just test you, it teaches you. It teaches patience, discipline, resilience. It strips away weakness and forces you to face who you really are. When everything is easy, you can lie to yourself and pretend you're strong. But when pain hits, the truth is revealed. The pain doesn't care about your excuses, your feelings of your comfort. It exposes whether you're committed or not. If you quit, the pain shows you your weakness. If you endure, pain rewards you with strength no comfort could ever give. Understand this. Pain is temporary, but the power it gives you is permanent. You may suffer for weeks, months, years, but once you overcome, nobody can take that strength away from you. Pain is the entry fee to everything worth having. A strong body requires painful training. A successful business requires painful sacrifices. A great life requires painful discipline. The pain is the gatekeeper, and only those who walk through it earn the reward. Most will stand at the gate, complain about how hard it looks, and walk away. But a few will step forward, take the pain head on, and emerge unstoppable. Here's the brutal truth. You can't cheat pain. You can't avoid it forever. If you don't suffer now to chase your dreams, you will suffer later in regret. If you don't endure the pain of discipline, you will endure the pain of mediocrity. If you don't push yourself to the limit, life will push you into failure. Pain is coming either way. You choose which kind. The pain that builds you or the pain that breaks you. So stop running from it. Embrace it. Seek it. When you feel pain, smile, because it means you're growing. It means you're alive. It means you're becoming something greater. Weak people want comfort. Strong people want progress, and progress is born in pain. The next time life hits you, don't retreat. Stand tall and let it come. Every blow is shaping you. Every struggle is sharpening you. Every hardship is forging you. Pain is not the end of your journey. It is the path itself. Walk it with courage, and you'll rise to a level most people can't even imagine. The world doesn't care about your excuses, stories, or your struggles, and only cares about what you've done. That's the harsh truth most people can't accept. You can spend your whole life explaining why you couldn't, why it was hard, why it was unfair, but when it's all said and done, nobody applauds explanations. They applaud results. People respect success, not reasons. You can write a book about your struggles, that you can give speeches about your obstacles, but if you never achieved anything, those words carry no weight. Results are the only language the world respects. You see it everywhere. The person who built their body earns respect. No matter how many excuses others had for why they couldn't, the entrepreneur who made millions wins earns recognition, while the one who had great idea but no time is forgotten. The fighter who wins is celebrated, while the one who complains about injuries is ignored. Life is cruel like that. It doesn't hand out trophies for effort. It hands them out for victories, and that's why so many people stay bitter. They thought their story was enough. They thought their excuses justified their lack of progress. But the world doesn't pay attention to excuses. It pays attention to what you've built. Excuses are cheap. Everyone has them. Everyone can tell you why they failed. But results are rare. That's why they're valuable. You think people at the top got there because they had fewer problems. No, that they had just as many obstacles, probably more, but they refused to let their story become their identity. They refused to let their struggles be the end of the book. They kept going until they had results to show. And once the results came, nobody cared about the excuses anymore. Success erases stories. Results silence excuses. The world is full of people who almost did something, almost got in shape, almost started a business, almost made something of themselves. But almost doesn't count. You don't get respect for almost. You don't get remembered for almost. Only results matter. Only the finish line counts. The universe doesn't reward intention. It rewards execution. And this is where most people get stuck. They think their suffering gives them a free pass. They think because they had it hard, the world owes them recognition. But suffering is universal. Everyone suffers. Everyone struggles. The difference is that some turn their suffering into results, while others turn it into excuses. And the ones who rise above, the ones who achieve, those are the ones the world bows to. Look at your life right now. Are you collecting excuses? Are you collecting results? Because one day, people will measure you by what you produced, not what you planned. They won't ask how hard it was. They'll ask what you achieved despite how hard it was. And if you have nothing to show, all your stories will sound like noise. People respect proof. They respect evidence. They respect results. So stop defending your excuses. Stop trying to explain why you haven't done it yet. The only thing that matters is whether you did it or not. Every excuse you hold on to is another brick in the wall between you and your potential. Tear it down with results. Show the world. Don't tell it. Build the body. Start the business. Win the fight. Crush the goal. Because the moment you hold results in your hands, all your excuses become irrelevant. Nobody can argue with proof. And when you have proof, when you have undeniable results, the world will listen. Not because of your story, because of your success. Success doesn't belong to the distracted. It doesn't belong to the people chasing 10 things at once, scrolling endlessly, wasting hours, living half in the real world and half in a digital fog. Success belongs to the obsessed, the ones who lock in on a single target and refuse to look away until it's theirs. The ruthless focus is the weapon that separates winners from losers, builders from dreamers, legends from nobodies. Without it, you're scattered, weak, easy to defeat. With it, you're unstoppable. Most people fail not because they don't have talent, but not because they don't have opportunities, but because they can't focus. They start something, then quit. They chase one goal, then get distracted by another. They let friends, social media, entertainment, and endless noise steal their time. And then they wonder why they're stuck. The truth is simple. If you can't control your focus, you can't control your future. Every distraction is a thief. And every time you're handing over pieces of your destiny. The focus is ruthless because it demands sacrifice. You cannot hold on to everything and still rise. You have to cut the fake friends, the endless entertainment. Cut the cheap pleasures that give you nothing but wasted time. Focus means saying no 1,000 times so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. It's not comfortable, it's not easy, but it's necessary. The higher your ambition, the more ruthless your focus must be. Think about the greats, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the warriors, the leaders. They weren't half in and half out. They weren't distracted by every little temptation. They gave everything to their craft, their mission, their vision. They were consumed by it. That's why they broke through where others didn't. They understood something most people will never grasp. Obsession is the price of greatness. The world is filled with talented people who never made it because they couldn't focus. They were good, but good doesn't win. The only obsessed wins, only relentless wins, only the one who locks in, refuses to quit, and keeps attacking every single day wins. That's why ruthless focus isn't optional. It's survival. But here's the problem: society has made distraction normal. Everyone's attention span is destroyed. Everyone is chasing dopamine, not destiny. That's why mediocrity is so common. If you can master focus, if you can build the discipline to shut out the noise and lock in on your mission, you'll rise above 99% of people instantly. Not because you're smarter, but because you're sharper. Ruthless focus means you live with blinders on. You don't care what others are doing. You don't compare yourself to them. That you don't waste energy chasing their approval. You have one mission, one vision, one obsession, and everything else becomes irrelevant. People will call you extreme, obsessive, crazy. Let them. Because while they're busy talking, you'll be busy winning. The truth is, greatness doesn't come to the balanced, the casual, the distracted. It comes to the obsessed. If you're not willing to give everything, you'll never get anything worth having. But you cannot rise to your highest potential while you're half committed. Focus must be ruthless, or it's worthless. So ask yourself, are you living with ruthless focus, or are you feeding distractions? Are you cutting away the noise, or are you letting it consume you? Success. Success is not a game of luck, it's a game of clarity. The clearer you are, the sharper your focus, the more unstoppable you become. Ruthless focus is the only path. Without it, you'll stay average forever. With it, you'll rise so high that nothing and no one can